How to download and install the Anaconda distribution. The Anaconda distribution can be found and downloaded on the anaconda.com website. More specifically, if you go to the following URL, anaconda.com/products/individual, you will be brought to this particular page. Now here you will click download, and this will bring you to the variety of different versions that you could download. Now, for our intents and purposes, we will be using Python 3.x. The current version that is available at this point in time is Python 3.7, so that's what I will go for. You pick either Windows, macOS, or Linux, depending on the operating system that you're using. And then you want to click the 64-bit graphical installer for each of these. I'm assuming you're on a 64-bit system. Far majority of modern systems are. If you experience any problems with this, you might have to opt for the 32-bit version. But by default, I would opt for the 64-bit version. This might take a while depending on the speed of your connection. Once it finished downloading, you go to your download folder and you click on the file that you just downloaded. This will bring you to the setup screen. Here you navigate through the variety of different steps. This is an important step here where you need to tell the installer where you would like your Anaconda distribution to be installed. I recommend to not necessarily go with the default installation folder, but instead put it somewhere where it's a little easier for you to find it. Now, the reason that this is useful is because sometimes you need to make modifications, or you would just like to delete the whole thing and start over. In those cases, it's nice to be able to go to that folder without having to search for where exactly you saved it. So I would pick a folder on my F drive, and I'm going to call it Anaconda install. Then I click next. Now here you are given two options, and depending on what you look up on the internet, you might find conflicting recommendations with regards to this. Generally speaking, it is best to leave both of these unchecked. If you do not currently have a Python installation, you could decide that you would like to edit a path, and you also could go for a situation where you register Anaconda 3 as a default installation. In this case, I'm going to recommend to not click either of these options, simply because it might interact with your system and some of the tools that you're using on your system in unintended ways. Doing it this way, not checking any of these options, is the safest route to go. You then click install. This will install everything, and it might take a little while depending on the speed of your system. Okay, so the installation has completed. So we click next. We're giving some more information. You don't necessarily need to concern yourself with this. You click next. Here, you don't need to click either of these. You just deselect those and you can click finish. Now this has installed the Anaconda system on your computer. Now what that means is that you now have a new Python installation, and depending on the Anaconda version you use, that's going to be Python 3.7 or a different version. And it's going to have a Python installation with a variety of different packages already pre-installed, but it also comes with additional tooling that you can use to create your own environments, as I will show you in a separate video. You have now successfully installed the Anaconda distribution.